I'm here today to teach you something a little about the Vietnamese culture. I am Vietnamese American. I was born in the States, but both my parents were from Vietnam. And I'd like to talk to you about a famous dish that is known as the national dish of Vietnam. It's called pho. It's a beef noodle soup. It could be beef or chicken based. It's a refreshing dish that has diverse flavors and provides warmth and comfort. You can eat it on a gloomy, rainy day, or whether it be a sunny day or the winter. It still provides a refreshing feeling when it goes down. So again, it could be beef or chicken based. Consists of spices and different herbs that give it a great intense flavor and variety. However, the essence of the soup lies in the simmering of beef bones that are rich in bone marrow. And simmering that, part of the process is simmering it for about a few hours, intensifying the broth's flavor. The interesting thing about pho is that not only does it have a lot of garnish and sauces and toppings that can be put on it after it's made, but mainly it's the evolution of its recipe in the past almost 100 years or so, and it's spread across the Western Hemisphere. In other words, don't expect two bowls of pho to taste from different kitchens to taste exactly the same. There are many recipes that have been passed down from generation to generation. There's many that are published, but however, there's still secret recipes that professional chefs that do not share with anybody and only keep it within the family. Deviations of the cooking style is generally determined by the region of Vietnam that was made from, because the North and South have different preparation methods to making the soup. Although there is no written history of pho, many believe the origins of the dish came in the late 1880s, during which a time that the country of Vietnam was being colonized by the French. Pho is hypothesized to have started up in the northern region, the capital, another region, Hanoi. However, the bowls that are prepared in America and other Western countries today are heavily influenced by Saigon, now known as Ho Chi Minh City. The term pho has been theorized by the French by their word fire, which is spelled F-E-U, which is pronounced few. Moving on from the brief history, I'll now show you the steps of preparing approximately 8 quarts of the soup, which is roughly 5 to 7 bowls. So remember, this is one of many published recipes, not an official or main recipe. For cooking, you're going to need many ingredients that can be found in American markets or Asian markets. But some of the beef marrow bones you might not be able to find in American grocery stores, so you might have to go to an Asian supermarket to get it. So you'll need about 3 pounds of beef marrow bones, about a ½ pound round eye flank steak, thinly sliced, a package of pho noodles. Now these you'll definitely have to go to the Asian market to get. They're specifically labeled for pho. Very inexpensive. Another thing, you'll need a dozen cloves studded into the onion that you'll be also getting. You'll need about 2 whole onions, and each chopped in half. Next, you'll need a stick of cinnamon, a teaspoon of coriander seeds, 2-inch knob of ginger, some sugar, about 6 cloves of garlic, 1 carrot that is cut in several sections, 2 celery stalks, also cut into sections, 1 daikon, also cut into sections. There's a common sauce that is known throughout the Asian community called fish sauce. The Vietnamese people call it nuoc mam. You will need about 2 tablespoons of that or more to adjust to your personal taste. Also 2 teaspoons of salt or more, also depending on personal taste. You also need cilantro. Now this is good. I'm gonna list you some garnishings that are needed for after the broth is prepared. This is when you're ready to serve it to your friends or family. Cilantro and scallions finely chopped, half of an onion, another one thinly sliced, bean sprouts, Thai basil leaves, and then sliced limes. Also hoisin sauce. It's like a sweet Asian barbecue sauce. Some black pepper, sriracha chili sauce, and then also, to add some more spice, sliced jalapenos. Now this is a bottle of the hoisin sauce. Again, this is relatively inexpensive. These are basically found at all Asian supermarkets. This is the sriracha chili sauce. It's not too spicy, but if you use a lot, obviously it'll build up, but it's very mild chili sauce. Now that you have the ingredients, the preparation will proceed as follows. For the first step, using an open flame or gas stove, slightly char the onion and ginger for about 15 minutes while eliminating any burnt skin from the onion, and let it cool. Let it sit on the side, let it cool. Place the marrow-rich bones into a large pot and submerge with water. Bring the pot to a boil for a few minutes. That allows the impurities or fat residue to be eliminated. Then you're going to remove the bones and rinse the bones with warm water just to get any additional residue from it, and then put them back in the pot. Add about 6 quarts of water, and this is going to become your main base for the broth, and bring it to a boil again on high heat. Lower the heat and simmer the broth gently while removing any fat residue or impurities that will rise to the top. You can scoop it out with a ladle or your method of choice. You're going to need to be doing this periodically, it's up to you, every half an hour, every hour. You can check, and usually it'll accumulate on the surface. Now you can add all the remaining ingredients and allow it to cook everything for about another 2 hours. Remove the bones and then drain the meat, and you can chop it up to serve to your family or friends. But keep the broth simmering for about 3 hours. Once time is up, taste test the soup and alter the flavor to your personal liking using the salt, fish sauce, or sugar. The broth should be slightly stronger and saltier because the noodles and the other ingredients won't be as salty. So once you serve it in there, those noodles will absorb or dilute the taste, so it won't be as strong. But if you still feel the need to add more spices, feel free to be liberal with it to your liking. Next, to prepare the noodles, boil a saucepan with about 4 quarts of water in it and cook using a long handle. You also need a long handle strainer. So basically you're gonna, after the water has reached to a boil, you're gonna portion out the chunk of noodles into the strainer, dip it into the boiling water. As soon as it becomes soft or loses its stiffness, take it out. You can put it into each individual bowl. The allotted portion of noodles should be about a third or fourth of the space in the bowl, just to give an estimate. Depending on how well you like your meat cooked, you can have it laying in the bowl with the noodles, and then pour the broth over and let it cook to become rare. If you like it medium rare or rare, that's the way people do it. But if you do like it well done, you would get a strainer or a ladle and cook it into the main pot until it's cooked until you like it. Lastly, top this noodle off with your choice of onions, scallions, hoisin sauce, chili sauce, cilantro, black pepper, limes. The preparation is now complete and you're ready to serve it. And this is the picture of what the dish looks like. You'll see the scallions there. There's some bean sprouts, the noodles. Now this specific picture is a beef-based one. If it's made with chicken-based, usually the broth is generally a little bit lighter and more clear. And obviously you'll serve it with the chicken meat that you use to boil in the pot. And then here's a photo of the toppings and garnish that can go onto the soup. You'll see on the top right here the mint leaves, the bean sprouts, the limes, and the cilantro. And you'll see more herbs over here. So, zoomed in view of the mint leaves and the chopped up limes. And thank you for your time, and I hope you guys go forth and enjoy this either at home or in restaurants. And thank you.